Peace and love to everybody. It's Moshe Omarie, and today we're here to talk about the MPC. Is the MPC for you? That's what we need to find out. Is it for you? I know it's for me, but we're not going to be biased today. We're going to talk about the basic features on it, what I do on it, and let's see if I can help you guys out. Do you want to spend this $1,000 or more on this, or do you want to continue to just produce with just your DAW? Do you want to use it in standalone? Do you want to plug in instruments? What kind of producer you are? You'll see if this is for you based on the things that I talk about. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in here. So this is Akai Professional MPC Live 2. And as you can see, it's the gold edition. I originally wanted the retro. I seen the gold. Come on now, black and gold. Can't beat it. It's really nice. My first impressions on this machine is that it is beautiful, right? It is beautiful. You can tell based on how it is and how it's made that it's not made with cheap materials. That's one thing that I could say immediately, you know. So we'll just get into it. If you're completely new to using a MPC, a lot of these things and functions will be foreign to you, but I do recommend looking into it, especially if you're a producer that makes hip-hop or like electronic music, things down that matter that involves a lot of sampling. I would recommend using this. This is something that I've wanted since throughout high school, studying different producers like J Dilla and a lot of producers of many different genres. They use a form of an MPC or a beat machine, something with pads laid out like this. The beauty of it is today we have MPCs that have screens on them, right? So I'll turn it on, right? And not only has screens on them, it is touchscreen, right? It's in daytime right now, so you don't get the beauty of all the lights, but pretty much everything pretty much lights up in this area, right? We have a new update, so we're actually now on version 3, MPC Live 3. But this is how it opens out, the layout, right? And it has select tracks. Pretty much in here, you can pretty much select different demos of they'll have like demo tracks with certain stems already, or they'll have like templates for different genres, pretty much, that you can, to help you start, especially if you're a new producer and you want to start or just try to figure out how you can like really work with this machine. Those are things to think about, right? And so if you see right here, this is a 16 pad MPC, right? And you can see all the functions. So you have 16, but we have the luxury of all the pad banks, so you can pretty much store so much. You know, you can go 16 on A, 16 on B, and as you can see, it continues, right? You can also do what I think is a great feature is the 16 levels, to where like you have one sample of a sound, you just have one bang on the keyboard, and you can pretty much separate that and create a whole keyboard based off that sound. I'll leave that for further videos. Not here to really confuse, but to really give an idea of like, is the MPC practical for the average producer, and a producer that only uses their computer and uses samples, or a producer that uses a lot of instruments. I so happen to be a producer that uses various of like actual instruments. I play the guitar, I play the bass, I play the keyboard, and other different instruments that I have to externally play that doesn't involve me just touching pads and other things. So is this a machine that is capable of doing those things? Yes, this is actually a producing station that can do all those things. So behind here, we have we can plug in USB directly to the MPC and or MIDI, right? We also have inputs down here where we can plug our guitar in and other different external instruments of stuff like that. So right now I have it plugged in because I need to charge, but I'm gonna actually plug it out just to show something here. It's plugged out. Why is it still on? Well, it's in standalone. So as a person that likes a lot of live music and raw things on the fly, the MPC is perfect for me, and especially with the standalone feature, is that I don't need to plug it up per se to my computer, right? I've never once used the MPC inside of another DAW. I've always just used the MPC itself when just dealing with the MPC. When I'm recording vocals and other things, I use Logic and stuff like that. But when it comes to producing on the MPC, it's strictly on the MPC. And I feel like to get the best out of the money is that it has a whole DAW inside of it, right? Now the question would be, is that DAW, smooth enough, for someone's workflow? And for me, in that sense, that will differ per person. Each person will have a different idea of a workflow that works for them or not works for them, right? But for people like me that like using Logic and like arrangement view, and we strive from having arrangement view to arrange things and be able to move fast, the new update that they have makes it to where you have an arrangement view to where you can actually see how things are laid out, right? So for instance, right, it's actually showing how I have everything laid out right here. You know what I'm saying? This only has two things, right? So it's only showing these two, and it's showing it on the grid, and therefore I can turn up, turn things down. I could chop and move something to one side and the other. Before this update, my workflow was a little bit it took a longer time for me to actually like finish arranging songs with just using the MPC versus taking the beat and transferring it into a DAW, due to the fact of not having that view that I'm used to on Logic and then like on Ableton, where you got the arrangement view and you're able to arrange your songs and like chop something, and I want to use this for the chorus and I want to use it for the last chorus again. It's like you actually have the ability to do that, right? So that's obviously a great feature to have within on the MPC. But although I said I'm trying to be very introductory to this, it's so much things you can do with it that I'm kind of moving all over the place. But so is the MPC for you? Based off this stuff that I just said, based off looking at it, is it for you? You know what I'm saying? Are you someone that will utilize all the functions that are inside of here when it comes to the sampling, when it comes to pretty much everything? In my opinion, plugging the MPC in a keyboard, MIDI keyboard or something of that matter, and looking at the screen and ranging and punching things in, I feel like that is just as good as a workflow as it is to just have your computer and plugging in a MIDI keyboard. The only thing is now you have pads. You have a whole DAW within a DAW in order to do things. You know what I'm saying? You can add effects, live automations, pretty much everything that you can do in a DAW. You can mix and master directly from this as well. You can pretty much mix and master everything that you have pretty much just from this, right? You can record vocals if you really wanted to, right? The only thing, so this isn't paid sponsorship or anything like that for me, so I can give the real. I could say as a vocalist and someone that pretty much their main thing is to sing, is that the mic input, right, what comes out of the MPC is not as loud as if you have your interface and you plug everything through your interface and now it's going to the DAW on the computer, all that kind of stuff. Well, we do have it now to where I can actually plug my interface in. The only thing is I love this thing so much in standalone that I like to be able to go everywhere with it. And the idea that even though I can plug in my mic and just record, the idea that I won't get enough gain and enough energy to power the mic, enough to my liking at least, by itself, without now needing an external like source that I would probably have to plug into a wall. That gets rid of the old idea of like finishing a full song, singing it and stuff like that for me. Obviously it could be done, but like I said, for me, it's more efficient to move something into a DAW in the computer and then like recording your vocals and other things like that. But as far as being just a producer and producing beats, and whether you're sending out the stems or you're bringing it into a DAW to mix and master it, and like, you got clients, you got to push out stuff, like you can push out beats using this thing. That is a fact. Recording in the MPC is pretty standard, pretty straight to the point. If you've used any other DAW, how to go about overdubbing something, pretty straightforward and stuff like that. One thing not many people know is that they're like, oh, it's in standalone, don't you need speakers, or you have to use headphones all the time? Well, right here, the beauty of this is that there is a built-in speaker, and that speaker is loud enough, in my opinion. I'll play something, right? And this is nowhere close to being at full volume. This is halfway, and obviously based on how loud you have the beat, right? Now if I turn it all the way up, not even, as you can see, I'm only right there. It's already loud enough, in my opinion, right? So you could take this anywhere. You can do live performance, anything you want to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, I think this is not only for production, but I think someone could take this to a show and run some drums and some stems out of it and play along or sing along to it, no problem, and it'd be good. So the question is to ask yourself, is this worth the money? Will this enhance your production style? Will this slow you down, or will this speed you up? Would you be able to be more consistent using a machine like this that you can just put in your book bag, take with you anywhere? You're on break at work, you can use. You know what I'm saying? What does it mean to you to be a producer? Does it mean to sit behind the computer, plug things up, figure out things or does it mean for you to be a producer that ideas come to you on the fly and it's less robotic and you want to just be able to punch in what you want to punch in at whatever time that you want to do it, then this might be for you. Obviously, there's other models, but in my opinion, I think this is the best one, and I think this is the best sounding one with sound quality wise, with the sound that comes out of it. So, so these are some of the functions that you could see that it has. Also, you can have plugins pretty much from other sources, right, that you can have. So here's plugins, here's a few plugins and stuff, right, that ones can use. It's pretty much a lot. I'll probably have to do a separate video on how that is. It has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth to be able to connect. You can just have a tablet and connect your tablet to it, workflow from the tablet by downloading an app. Yeah, pretty much this is an all-rounded production center. This is its own studio. You know what I'm saying? So think about it. Is this something that you want to add to your production experience? Will this enhance your production, or will it limit it? That will be entirely up to you. I hope this video helped you make a decision on whether the MPC is for you or not as a producer or creator of any sort with music. And for more tips, for more advice on music, and just to listen to some sweet music, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.